What's going on, guys? Marcus here with the Reformation Woodshop. Welcome back to my channel where I am talking about the 5 woodworking things you need to have from Harbor Freight. Almost every video in this series is going to have something that I consider to be a consumable, something that you wouldn't expect to be on the list, something with a motor, something unorthodox that you wouldn't expect to be even a woodworking tool, and something that is just a great reliable tool that you didn't know you could get at Harbor Freight. Alright guys, item number 1 on my list is another item that I would consider a consumable. Number 1 is wood biscuits. Wood biscuits are an item that does not hold an inherent value. There cannot be one wood biscuit that is better than another wood biscuit because it is a tiny piece of wood. It's not made of walnut, so it's better. It's not made of birch, so it's worse. It is just a piece of wood that you put into a joint from a biscuit joiner that holds things together. It's going to be covered in glue and hidden inside of your pieces. Where you find your money-saving value is in quantity. A tube of these from Harbor Freight is $7.99, and if you think about these as fasteners, but think of them as screws, and if you're utilizing these as often as you should be, they're gonna go by very quickly. At your big box store, they're gonna be $2 to $3 more expensive than these. If you're not 100% aware of wood biscuits and biscuit joinery in general, let me just show you. If you're using these to straighten out a table or a sign, you can use anywhere from 20 to 30. There's 100 inside of this tube. That's a max of 5 to 7 projects, and then you'll need another one. If you use these in large quantities, saving $2 or $3 every single time you go to the store is not a bad deal. And that is a good start for this video. Alright, moving straight on to item number 2. This tool is an interesting tool because Harbor Freight themselves actually has 3 versions in store. And they actually label them good, better, and best. Item number 2 is a heat gun. Obviously, I don't just walk out to my shop and look this good for no reason. The heat gun is the type of tool that if you bring it home and put it in your cabinet, you will find reasons to use it. Some of the things that are super common to use heat guns for are, top of the list, epoxy curing. Most everybody will tell you to use a torch or a heat gun to pop all of the bubbles in the top of your epoxy pours or any kind of epoxy cutting boards and tables that you're doing. A lot of people will also use a heat gun to warm up their glue when it's stuck up there in the top and won't come down because it's a cold day like today. And on the trigger you've got 2 modes, you've got low and high. Say you got something that you just painted and you want to continue to work. A heat gun at distance is perfect for forced drying of paint. Obviously you don't want to burn your paint off, and obviously you don't want to rush your finishing process, but a heat gun can help in those types of situations. There are a lot of reasons to just heat your wood in general. A lot of times if you've got a stuck screw, you can heat the wood up. You'll cause a reaction with the fibers and things will be more malleable. You can bend wood once you've heated it. This gun from Harbor Freight is $16.99, and this is the good version of what they sell. They have a better and best version. The better version is their Bauer product line, and it is $39.99, and the best version is a battery powered version, and it is from their Hercules product line, and it is $54.99. So if you want to spend that extra little bit of money and buy a battery powered heat gun, you can get one at Harbor Freight. The best selling heat gun at Lowe's is the Wagner, and it is $26.99. Their Craftsman sells really well too, and it is $50, but if you want to spring and just empty out your wallet, you can get the DeWalt, and it is $139.99. So for something that's going to help me dry glue, maybe be used with veneers and stuff like that, I'm going to go for the one with the $16.99 price tag. That leads me to number 3 on the list. This is one that I am very excited about. If you're a professional and in the trades, you may have already heard about these tools and how they are almost a direct replica of one of the largest brands in the world. Number 3. The Icon 10-inch Pliers wrench that is the direct competitor to the Knipex 8605-250. These pliers are awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you, I slept with these on my bedside table last night. It's getting weird around here. The reason I'm so excited about these is because a set of pliers like these are so useful all around the shop. If I'm working on any of my machines, there are micro adjustments that you can use for these pliers. They've got a parallel jaw so that there's no stripping, and they have an accurate squeeze on every nut that you've got. And I can tell you firsthand that these are very close to the Knipex because I also bought the Knipex. I'm going to be doing a whole separate video where I compare these 2 sets of pliers to each other and a head-to-head to see which one is better. These Icon pliers are $39.99 and they are amazing. This pair is double the price. There are tons of uses in the shop for a pair of good pliers, and I think you should put these on your list. Alright, a little backstory for item number 4. Years ago, I made this headboard for our guest bedroom. It is an industrial headboard. It's got a nice rustic look. Fast forward 7 or 8 years later, it is time for that headboard to go. Sadly, this is all that's left of that headboard. I have demolished it. But when I made this headboard, I hand drove every single lag bolt with a puny little socket set. When these came out, I knew for a fact I needed something different. So I went to Harbor Freight. Item number 4 is the hex shank socket driver set. This set includes a 1/4 inch shank, a 3/8 shank, and a 1/2 inch shank, for whatever size socket that you're needing to use. I could explain this to you, but might as well show you exactly what they do and why it's necessary to have. This socket set is obviously super versatile and doesn't have to belong to the woodworking community. A lot of people who are doing things on cars might think these are useful. They are $4.99. You can get a pack that is very similar to the pack that I got here for $9.97 at Home Depot. That is the Milwaukee version. And this is not something that I'm going to use and abuse in such a way that I'm going to need to buy them all the time. So $4.99, that is a steal. I will take it. Alright, so the 5th item on my list, I bring to you with great sorrow. When my wife and I started remodeling houses, she went to Harbor Freight to check out their paint sprayers. And she found one that she bought for cheap, and we used it for 3 total houses, and it worked like a dream. Number 5 on the list is the Kraus & Becker paint sprayer. I don't have anything in my hands to show you because life taught us a hard lesson. Don't leave tools at an active job site. My wife never had any issues with the model. It was super mobile, and now as we speak, Harbor Freight has models that even trump the Kraus & Becker. If you're looking to spray just a little bit of paint, they still have a newer Kraus & Becker model that carries 24 ounces and a handheld gun that is electric, but we used the model that was an airless paint sprayer. The brand that they're pushing now is called Avanti, and if it is anything like the Kraus & Becker, it is 100% worth your money. Although the Kraus & Becker was good when we did our first and second house, we would like to keep flipping into high gear and have 10, 20, 30 houses all at one time, so we have already looked into getting a bigger, better model from a bigger name so that it is 100% reliable, and we can have a 100% guarantee that it's always going to do exactly what we want it to do. If you're doing one-time projects or just spraying a room every once in a while, a Harbor Freight paint sprayer is a very good buy. If you're interested in the model that we decided to go with, instead of a Harbor Freight version, I have a Graco Magnum X7 in the mail as we speak. As soon as I get that, I'm going to spray some things that I'm working on, get a video put together, and I will let you know exactly what I think about it and if it's worth your money. Harbor Freight is consistently upping their quality on their tools. Tons of people in the comment section have told me that the Hercules and Bauer tools are worth a look. So we're gonna have to take a look at those tools and see what we think. I've had several comments of people telling me that Harbor Freight is junk and not a single professional would use it. So to prove those people wrong, if you are a professional in the trades, whether you're a carpenter, plumber, electrician, whatever it is, do me a favor and drop your job title in the comment section down below so we can prove these people wrong. If you use Harbor Freight and you are a professional tradesman, let me know what you use.